The Vedas describe goddess Lakshmi as the one with the golden complexion, Hiranyavarnam, adorned with golden and silver garlands, Suvarna Rajatasrajam. By her golden touch, we can get all prosperity. She rides on a chariot driven by horses and heralded by the trumpet of the elephants. The seer prays for Alakshmi to be driven away and yearns for lasting prosperity. Lakshmi Anapagamini. He says, O mother, please stay in my family forever. Devi Mataram Shriyam Vasayam Ekule. Thus describe the Vedas of goddess Lakshmi in the auspicious Shri Suktam.
Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Hiranyavarnam Harinim Suvarna Rajatasrajam Chandram Hiranmayim Lakshmim Jatavedo Mavaha Tam Mavaha Jatavedo Lakshmim Anapagaminim Yasyam Hiranyam Vindeyam Gamashvam Purushanaham Ashwapurvamradamadhyam Hastinada Prabodhini Shriyam Devi Mupahvaye Shrirma Devi Jushata Kamsosmitam Hiranya Prakara Mardranjvalantim Triptam Tarpayantim Padme Sthitam Padmavarnam Tvamihopahvaye Shriyam Chandram Prabhasam Yashasa Jvalantim Shriyam Loke Devajushtamudara Tam Padminimim Sharanamaham Prapadye Alakshmirmenashyatam Tvam Vrane Aditya Varne Tapasodhijato Vanaspatistava Vrikshotha Bilvaha Tasya Phalani Tapasanudantu Mayantarayascha Bahya Alakshmihi Upaitu Mam Devasakha Kirtischa Manina Saha Pradurbhutosmi Rashtresmin Kirtimridhim Dadatu Me Shutpipasamalam Jeshtamalakshmim Nashayamyaham Abhutimasamriddhim Cha Sarvan Nirnudame Grihat Gandhadvaranduradharshan Nityapushtankarishini Ishwari Gum Sarvabhutanam Tamihopahvaye Shriyam Manasakkamamakutim Vachas Satyabashimahi Pashunam Rupamannasya Mayishri Shrayatam Yashaha Kardamena Prajabhuta Mayi Sambhava Kardama Shriyam Vasayame Kule Mataram Padma Malini Apasrajantu snigdhani chiklitavasame grihe Nicha devim mataram shriyam vasayame kule Ardram pushkarinim pushtim pingalam padmamalinim Chandram hiranmayim lakshmim jatavedo maavaha Ardrayakarinim yashtim suvarnam hemamalinim Suryam Hiranmayim Lakshmim Jatavedo Maavaha Tam Maavaha Jatavedo Lakshmim Anapagamini Yasyam Hiranyam Prabhutam Gavo Dasyoshvaan Vindeyam Purushanaham Om Mahadevyi Cha Vidmahe Vishnupatni Cha Dhimahi Tanno Lakshmi Prachodayat Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Varalakshmi Bhajare Manasa वाञ्छितार्थ फलप्रदं वरदं वनजपदं वरलक्ष्मीं भज रे मानस वाञ्छितार्थ फलप्रदं वरदं वनजपदं वरलक्ष्मीं भज रे मानस वाञ्छितार्थ फलप्रदं वरदं वनजपदं वरलक्ष्मीं भज रे चराचरात्मक प्रपञ्च जननीं चराचरात्मक प्रपञ्च जननीं सौराष्ट्र देश पतिनुत धरिणीं चराचरात्मक प्रपञ्च जननीं सौराष्ट्र देश पतिनुत धरिणीं निरामय महाविष्णु मूर्तिनीं निरामय महाविष्णु मूर्तिनीं निरञ्जनीं निखिलाघ भञ्जनीं निरामय महाविष्णु मूर्तिनीं निरञ्जनीं निखिलाघ भञ्जनीं सुरचित पदाभुज विकासिनीं निरालम्बमानसोल्लासिनीं सुरचित पदाभुज विकासिनीं निरालम्बमानसोल्लासिनीं मुरारिवक्षस्थलनिवासिनीं मुरारिगुरुगुहचेर्विलासिनीं मुरारिवक्षस्थलनिवासिनीं मुरारिगुरुगुहचेर्विलासिनीं वरलक्ष्मीं भज रे मानस वाञ्छितार्थ फलप्रदं वरदं वनजपदं वरलक्ष्मीं भज So Namaskaram. So we are here to share our customs and practices around Varalakshmi Vratam, which varies across different states. I am from a Telugu speaking family, and even amongst the Andhrites, the customs could vary across different families. I will touch upon whatever I am familiar with and maybe one or two other customs which may be prevalent that I am aware of. So we all talk about the physical preparations for the Vratam, right? We all get very immersed and engaged in decorating the Kalasham, preparing the Mandapam, buying flowers and all of that. So what about the mental preparation? I think the mental preparation for many of us, unknowingly or knowingly, it comes to us in the form of the story, which is the cause and the purpose by which the Vratam Paddhati is continuing in many households. Therefore, in the Telugu speaking families, the Katha is given a lot of importance. The Katha actually helps us build the right kind of mental mindset and prepare ourselves for the Vratam. And this is really a story which I think many of us may be aware, but I'm looking at the essence of the story which I think we must capture before we embark on this particular Vratam. As we know the story about Charu Mati, and as the name says, Charu plus Mati is beautiful mind, a person with beautiful thoughts. So here is an ordinary householder. She was not a great devotee of Lakshmi before this Vratam practice began, She was a regular householder who took immense happiness in simply conducting her duty. So she played her role beautifully with her family members, be it her in-laws, be it her husband and her immediate neighbors and so on and so forth. A person who entertained very clean, pure thoughts, and that is how I think the goddess came to her and said that you may worship me on so and so day. We'll come to that a little bit later. So the second aspect which we learn in terms of mental preparedness from the story is, it is not that she yearned for something or she was looking forward to something or she had an expectation. She had no expectation, and without the expectation, automatically this thought of the varam, doing good to others, came. And when you have these good thoughts really pervading all over yourself, you are only going to beget more and more good, not only for each the person, but for the entire community. I think that is what the essence of the story is. And also Charumati included all community members into the vratam and made it a huge community affair. So this is also a third aspect one can observe from the story. The details of the story all of us may be aware. If you are not aware this Varalakshmi Vratam, please you may listen to the entire story. It's available in different forms. I'm not going to that. But this is, I'm suggesting the importance of the story, because for our own mental preparedness, we must do it with a lot of happiness. And sometimes, like Charumati never asked for anything, she never yearned for anything, but she got a lot more. So that is also a very important lesson which we learn from the Katha. Therefore, the listening to the Katha is very important in our families. Now coming to the preparation, the Kalasha preparation, we have the Kalasham in which we add a lot of raw rice, about 1.5 to 2 glasses of raw rice. We may add 9 numbers of the whole turmeric pieces, 9 of them. Dry dates of Khajurakaya, Khajur Pandu, dry dates, 9 of them. And maybe sometimes if there are some valuables like a small gold piece or a silver piece or small jewelry item, you may put that also in the Kalasham. And then we arrange the coconut. We prepare the coconut by applying turmeric all over the coconut and applying kumkumam on 4 sides of the coconut as well. We cover the coconut with a nice clean blouse piece. Around the Kalasham we add a variety of leaves, typically the mango leaf in the Kalasham. And this Kalasham so prepared is now placed on a banana leaf, which is again covered with rice. And this banana leaf may be placed by some on a silver plate, and then the Kalasham is placed on that. The Kalasha Sthapana happens. This is the Kalasha preparation. Second important thing is really Thoranam. There are 9 knots to the Thoranam. The Thoranam is dipped in turmeric, and the last knot you may put a flower around it and tie the 9th knot. So 8 plus 1, totally 9 knots are there. So this is about the Thoranam. In terms of the prasadam items, in my household, as per the practice told to me, both by my mother-in-law and my mother's side, we have idlis which are prepared, and then we have the dal vada, we call it ama vada, which is made of multiple dals. The majority content is that of chana dal, but you have a little bit of urad dal, a little bit of rice and tur dal as well, and you have a dal vada which is great, which is there. We have a coconut based payasam on that day, so that is also created. So this is that is also served as offered as a prasadam, and then besides the other items for the lunch, usual lunch. So that's there. In some households where they do a lot of Devi Puja and all of that, they follow the prasadams as indicated in the Lalita Sahasranamam itself. Dadhyana Sakta Hridaya, Payasanna Priya, and Mugdaudana Sakta Chitta, Haridran Naika Rasika. So these are all different types of rices which are there. So Gudanna Prita Manasa. So Gudanna means good and anna, jaggery and rice. Mugdaudana Sakta Chitta, Mugda is really yellow moong dal and rice. Mugda and anna. Then you have Payasana Priya, milk and rice. And then you have Dadhyana Sakta Hridaya, curds and rice, curd rice. So these are and Haridran Naika Rasika is basically turmeric rice. Harit is green turmeric. So pulihora you can say, our standard pulihora. So turmeric with a lot of tamarind, and it becomes a little tastier. So these are the 5 types of rices which are offered in some Telugu speaking households. In our case, like I said, we offer the idlis and we offer the paruppu vada or pappu vada and a paisam. And there are fruits, of course. The dalimba fruit or the pomegranate fruit is considered to be auspicious, special for this particular occasion, amongst other fruits. So you have your coconuts and you have your bananas, all of that is very much there. The flowers we offer are white flowers, they say are very auspicious for Lakshmi, and even the Mandara poo is offered. Mandara Kusuma Priya comes in Lalita Sahasranamam, therefore that is also considered to be auspicious. Now what happens on day 2? In our household in day 2, we have all the variety of mixed rices. So we do not have the sambar and rasam separately, charu, dal separately, none of that. But we may have lemon rice, coconut rice, and maybe kadamba sadam. Pulagam is something which my mother would typically make. Pulagam is moong dal and rice boiled together, almost like a pongal, but it is thicker and there is no salt added to it. So pulagam again is very special for Devi, so that is also offered as a prasadam, naivedyam. So this is really about the prasadams and the flower and the fruits that we have. I initially spoke about the mental preparedness. Now what is very important is what happens after the vratam. So 2 days are over, the rice is on the plate, the coconut is there in the kalasha coconut. What do we do with that? I think that also a lot of care is taken to ensure that we have it on, let's say the coming Friday, utilize the coconut to make a sweet dish out of it and then offer it again to the goddess, and then we have it again like a prasadam. And even the rice which is there both in the kalasham and on the banana leaf can be used to make some pongal or some other item more like a prasadam and consume it. So this is in brief some of the ritual customs that I am aware of. I hope this makes some interesting sharing, and I'm keen to hear from the other states as well who celebrate Varalakshmi Vratam about their customs and traditions. Thank you, Subbu, for this interesting dialogue on customs and traditions around Varalakshmi Vratam. Thank you. Namaste.
According to Hindu calendar, we celebrate Varamahalakshmi festival on second Friday or the before Friday of the full moon day in the month of Shravana. It is believed that worshipping goddess Varamahalakshmi on this day is equivalent to worship Ashtalakshmi, that is 8 rupas or incarnations of Lakshmi, that is Adi Lakshmi, Dhana Lakshmi, Dhanya Lakshmi, Dhairya Lakshmi, Saubhagya Lakshmi, Vijaya Lakshmi, Santana Lakshmi, and Vidya Lakshmi, who represent wealth, earth, wisdom, love, fame, peace, contentment, and strength. This vrata is performed by girls and married women for the well-being of their family. According to Skanda Purana, this puja was pronounced by Lord Shiva to his wife Parvati for the people who seek well-being and prosperity and happiness for the family. In our house, firstly we prepare a mandapa decorated with a pita, and we put ashtapadmas on it and tie toranas with fresh mango leaves and garlands of flowers to the pita and mandapa. Small banana plants are kept to either side of the mandapa. Then, in our house, we have a tradition to keep a photo of Lakshmi and 2 kalashas in front of it in a plate of rice and keep 2 coconuts on top of it. We smear the coconut with turmeric and water, and then we keep a mukhavada, that is the face of the goddess, to the coconut to represent the goddess Lakshmi and Yamuna Devi. And after all this, we chant mantras, do prana pratishtapana of goddess Lakshmi, believing that she is with life seated in our house and takes all the offerings made by us and blesses with boons and fulfill our wishes. Then we offer her prayers, chant Lakshmi Ashtotras, Lalita Sahasranama, and offer God Vastra, Harshina Kunkuma, Akshata, Gandha, and variety of flowers and flower malas, and patras, that means leaves of various flowering plants. And then we offer her Panchapala, that means varieties of fruits, and Panchabhaksha Bhojya to the Mother Lakshmi, in which we prepare 2 varieties of palya, 2 varieties of kosamri, chitrana, halu holige, tove, paisa, rice, sambar, rasam, and curds as Mahanevedyam. With this, we finish Shodashopachara Puja to Goddess Lakshmi and get ready for evening Aarti. And in the evening, we invite married women to our house and for Harshina Kunkuma. After that, we offer them Thambula to them and seek blessings from them, treating them as Lakshmi who has come to our house in disguise to bless us. Next day morning, we again offer puja to the goddess by chanting prayers, Visarjana mantra, and send the mother back to Vaikunta with all due respects and ask her to come again and again, year on year, to our house to fulfill our wishes and bless us with wealth, health, prosperity, and happiness. This is a tradition followed by my family from many years, that is, from my great-great-grandparents till now, as a parampara. And this may vary from family to family, place to place, people to people, and community to community.
Varalakshmi Puja or Varalakshmi Vratam falls in the Tamil month of Adi or Avani. It's performed on the Friday just before the full moon. Traditionally, it is being performed by the married women, the Sumangalis of the family. In many of the Tamil houses, even today, this puja is being performed. When the newly married daughter-in-law comes into the house, she is initiated into the puja by the mother-in-law. Then the daughter-in-law takes up the tradition of performing the puja every year. When I was small, my grandmother used to tell me how she used to perform the puja. They used to decorate a part of the wall, whitewash it, and draw a painting of a colors with the deity's face inside by using the red mud or the shemal. And the puja used to be performed to the deity on the painting. During my mother's and mother-in-law's time, a kalas or a vessel with a coconut kept on it got added to the system. They started doing puja to the kalas. When I got married and entered the family, I brought in a silver face of the deity, and this got added to the kalas. I remember my mother-in-law decorating the coconut itself to symbolize the face of the deity. The black spots on the coconut used to form the eyes of the deity, and she used to make a small nose by using the turmeric paste and used to affix it in between the eyes, and 2 pearls on either side used to symbolize the ears. And she used to further decorate the coconut with the vastram or a blouse piece and floral garlands and so on. That's how the tradition got little bit modified as time went by. Now coming to the actual puja, the previous day the house is cleaned up and the entrance is decorated with the rangoli and the toran made up of fresh mango leaves. A nice mandap is being prepared, and the small plantain trees used to be tied to the ends of the mandap, and the traditional mango leaves used to form the toran there also. And inside the mandap, on a silver plate, rice is to be spread, wherein the colors will be later on kept. Now coming to the kalas. Kalas is actually made up of a vessel which is silver or copper. We used to fill the vessel with rice. We further add lemon, silver coins and 2 tiny glass bangles, usually black in color. These are added to the rice. And then a bunch of fresh mango leaves used to be kept on the top of the vessel, and over that the coconut is to be placed. And the face of the deity is to get hooked on to the colors. We used to tie a sari around the neck of the colors, and we decorate the deity with all flowers and jewels. On the actual day, in the morning, we keep a banana leaf in a spot inside the house nearer to the entrance. And on the banana leaf, we come and keep the colors with the deity kept on it. And we used to chant the slokas and we used to sing songs. And we invite and do the arati to the Devi and then invite her into the puja room by singing Lakshmi Ravi ma intiki Varalakshmi Ravi ma intiki Shri Rajaputri Varalakshmi Ravi ma intiki. Thus inviting the Devi, we place her inside the mandap and the puja starts. First, we do the Ganesh puja to invoke Ganapati's blessings. This is followed by the Kalash puja and the Kanta puja. Then the actual Pradhana puja, the Shodasopachara puja commences. After doing the Dhyanam and the Avahanam, we do the Prana Pradishta or giving life to the deity by chanting the mantras. After that, we keep those yellow threads, which is called as Thorakam or Sharad. We keep it by the side of the Kalash with the chanting of the mantras. The usual Shodasopachara puja starts and it gets concluded. Subsequently, we do the Dhupam, Deepam and the Naivedyam. For Naivedyam, we usually prepare Modak and the sweet payasam. We offer sweets. We also offer Appam and Shundal for the deity. Once after the Karpura Arati is finished, with the appropriate mantras, we take out the Sharada and this is tied to the right hand wrist of the married women. And thus the puja ends at that time. In the evening, we invite all the ladies, nearby ladies, and they come and sing songs and chant the slokas, and it used to end up with offering them the tambulam, the haldi and the kumkum. The next day, we do the Punar Puja, and on that day night, we keep the kalash inside the rice pot, and it used to rest there the whole night. It symbolizes the subhiksham and the aishwaryam for the family. That the puja ends. Thank you. नारी तदरि ना 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 श्रीवरलक्ष्मी नमस्तुभ्यं श्रीवरलक्ष्मी नमस्तुभ्यं वसुप्रते 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 श्री सरसपते रसपते सपते पते पते श्रीवरलक्ष्मी नमस्तुभ्यं वसुप्रते श्री सरसपते रसपते सपते पते पते श्रीवरलक्ष्मी नमस्तुभ्यं भावजनक प्राणवल्लभे सुवर्णाभे भावजनक प्राणवल्लभे सुवर्णाभे भानुकोटि समान प्रभे भक्त सुलभे भानुकोटि समान प्रभे भक्त सुलभे सेवक जनपालिनी श्रुत पंकजमालिनी केवल गुणशालिनी केशव हृत्केलिनी सेवक जनपालिनी श्रुत पंकजमालिनी केवल गुणशालिनी केशव हृत्केलिनी श्रीवरलक्ष्मी नमस्तुभ्यं वसुप्रते श्री सरसपते रसपते सपते पते पते श्री वरलक्ष्मी नमस्तुभ्यं श्रावण पौर्णमी पूर्वस्त शुक्रवारे श्रावण पौर्णमी पूर्वस्त शुक्रवारे चारुमती प्रभृतिभिः पूजिता काले श्रावण पौर्णमी पूर्वस्त शुक्रवारे चारुमती प्रभृतिभिः पूजिता कारे देवादि गुरुगुह समर्पितमणिमय हारे देवादि गुरुगुह समर्पितमणिमय हारे
निपुण कनक धारे दीन जन संरक्षण निपुण कनक धारे भावना भेद चतुरे भारती सन्नुतवरे कैवल्य वितरण परे कांक्षित फल प्रद करे भावना भेद चतुरे भारती सन्नुतवरे कैवल्य वितरण परे कांक्षित फल प्रद करे श्री वरलक्ष्मी नमस्तुभ्यं वसुप्रते श्री सरसपते रसपते सपते पते पते श्री वरलक्ष्मी नमस्तुभ्यम्